Well, a lot of people thought it was fake. Some people thought it was real and ran with it, namely CNN. Here's where it gets a little interesting. You go to Gizmodo, as much as I dislike Gizmodo, let me hit you all with this link real quick. They actually have an article about the topic of 4chan. Namely, in their words, 4chan idiots claim they invented the Trump piss report. Okay? If you scroll to the bottom with their updates, you'll find that a ex-British intelligence officer is the actual author of the dossier. Then his Twitter was deleted and then it came back. AKA, I'm sure someone else registered it under to pretend to be him, right? So this dude claims he wrote it, deletes his Twitter. The Twitter comes back. And again, I'm sure someone just stole the name immediately. But, so this dude claims it. He says, nah, it wasn't 4chan. It was, it wasn't 4chan, it was me. So the plot thickens, and I do want to explain a little something to you. I couldn't find a good picture of it, but here's how the chain from 4chan went. It went. Sorry, this song is like a little bit annoying. As much as I love you, Chill Hop. Alright. We're gonna shut it up for a second. This is how the progression went. It went, so it started in 4chan. Then it went to this dude, Rick Wilson, who, if you're not familiar, is like he's a conservative, media dude. I'm not sure if he's a columnist or if he's on TV or what his story is. But a lot of people refer to him as a cuck-servative. And I would just say that he's a beta male exhibiting typical beta male behavior. In any case, he had a very emotional investment into this election, you see. And like I mentioned earlier, I feel like this troll in particular got people with that strong emotional connection in the election. It was exactly what he wanted to hear or see so that he could be like, oh, fine, we got him finally, you know, we finally got him. So, let me see. There's a claim real quick. There's sadly one thing I couldn't get a photo of, so you're gonna have to take my word for that one. Fuck, where was it? Alright, well, anyway, starts on 4chan, goes to Rick Wilson. Then Rick Wilson spreads the fake dossier to Evan McMillan. The dude who was essentially orchestrated to take away Utah from Trump. That dude. Uh, it gets to him, and then he passes it along to the intelligence apparatus, which leaks it to the media. And the reason I say it leaks it to the media is Trump pointed out recently, and you got to take, as much as his word may be worth. That's the trick. You probably just think he's completely lying, or you believe him, or somewhere in the middle. He specifically held an intelligence briefing with the intel groups, NSA, CIA, FBI, and he didn't tell any of his staff whatsoever. Had the meeting with them, and then within hours it was in the media. So he's like, I know that the leak isn't on my staff. Now I gotta find it. So that's kind of fucked up. So anyway, so he goes 4chan, McCain, 4chan, Rick Wilson, Evan McMillan, and then he kicks it up to John McCain. Though it probably got passed back and forth to be like fully descriptive of it. But John McCain, Evan McMillan believe it, and then that gets it into the intelligence agencies. And then it leaks out from there to the media. So that's pretty hilarious. Now, you take a look at this. This is a little short version of it, of that travel I just described. Polak's mail fan fiction, the anti-Trump pundit Rick Wilson about Trump making people piss on a bed Obama slept in. He thought it was real, gave it to the CIA. The CIA of the United States of America put this on their official classified intelligence report on Russian involvement in the election. Donald Trump and Obama have both read this Polak's fanfiction. The CIA has concluded that the Russians planned to blackmail Trump with this story we made up. Just let that sink in. What have we become? Now, there was another thing I wished I could have clipped, but I didn't, I can't find it again. I guess the thread didn't get archived, or maybe the thread got deleted. The other thing I can't find is I had an article talking about that. Oh, I think they talk about it in this article. Give me just a second. Anyway, there was a part of this article. Here we go. Here it is. Here it is. Nice. I found it. So take a peek. Something that people have thrown up to refute this is the fact that the dossier have been passed around as early as late July of 2015, and that the Ritz-Carlton info in specific was out in 2016. Now, both of these things are true. Elements of that thing I was reading to you started here, July 2015. And elements start the Ritz-Carlton, the PP time, and the other absurdities started here. The reason is, and I couldn't fucking find this, I guess the thread didn't get archived. The reason was the originator on 4chan of this absurdity was shopping it to media, specifically like Harper's, you know, like what is it, Mother Goose News or whatever? Can't remember. Those types of people to try to get someone to run with it. Some real, you know, willing to run with it organization. And then he eventually tried with Rick Wilson, and it worked. And he began his efforts in the summer of 2016. Now, as far as that, well, let's take a moment. All right, that's a lot. Mother Jones, that's what it is. So we started, made up, absurd document. BuzzFeed publishes it. CNN kind of leans on it. Lots of organizations say this is dumb. 4chan says, we made that. We trolled the CIA. This rules. Then media even try to say, that's not true. 4chan didn't make it up. They refute it by saying, but it started as early in 2015. I'll explain that momentarily. They also say the PP stuff was out in the summer of 2016, just last year. That's definitely true. And that's when it was added by 4chan. How are your noggins right now? Because they're about to get more nogulated. PP the frog, exactly. Mother Goose, yeah. How are the noggins right now? Are you with me still? Welcome, Bill. We'll get to the Vigi games shortly. I just like to do these IRL talks a couple times a week about weird shit. Sorry, Bill, I hate her too. So how are the noggins on the Pissgate here? Are your minds... We're about to take it deeper. Is the whole integrity of your mind at least 80%? So, check this out. Now, a British intelligence dude says that he actually made that dossier to like give it credence, okay? Now, I mentioned earlier that his Twitter got deleted and then someone stole his name, right? His name is Christopher Steele, and he's supposedly the director of Orbis Business Intelligence Limited. And I guess he used to be in the British military intelligence arm. But there's a couple things about that. Number one, that's totally true. He literally did make that report. Now, Wall Street Journal published an article on it, and he 100% wrote parts of that report because the report itself was available on the internet. His company wrote it. Someone from 4chan took this intelligence dossier, added absurd shit to it, printed it out, highlighted it, took pictures of it, and then shopped it around to the media to try to troll them. Simple. I feel like if this article was real, big time proof, it wouldn't be behind the paywall either. So I assume because I'm not gonna pay to read this article, but I assume that the reasons behind the paywall is if you actually, because a lot of people, they like try to fish people, and by they I mean like many mainstream media organizations I've seen, or any media organization really, mainstream or indie or whatever, try to fish with the headline. And the headline, like, it doesn't, the article and the headline do not match up. Like, you read the article and it actually disproves the headline, or the headline is only true in like a very literal sense, not in an actual contextual sense. So I have a feeling that this article would just say, I wish I could read it, it's stupid to speculate, but I would bet that it would say he wrote parts of the article that they used as the filler to, you know, work in the bullshit, the hilarious shit. I don't even feel like it's clickbait, JC. I feel like it's more that it's meant to, your average pleb would look at this headline, and then when they're like talking to friends or whatever, they would feel like this is a fact. When, if they knew, if they had, you know, if they actually read the article, they would know that this is only technically true. You feel me? I feel like it's literally an attempt to take the truth, what really is happening, which they're not going to flat out lie in the article. Sometimes I've seen people do that too. Take the truth and actually give you an impression you take away with. That's what they want, like narrative wise. But you know, if you were to read the article, you would come away with a different impression. And that happens, you know, any place. Left, right, up, down, middle, inside out. Is that it? Questions. Let's hear them. Let's have them. That's I think that's everything. 4chan to Rick Wilson to Evan McMillan. I always want to call him McMuffin, but I try to be respectful to everybody. To John McCain, to the CIA. Fucking I love it, man. Been a long Chan 4-time user, so it brings a warm glow to my areas. What do you guys think about Pissgate? I didn't put it in the title because I feel like Twitch would maybe get upset at piss. I don't know. And we'll be playing Minecraft in a moment here too. Watch, you're stealing my fucking heat pack, you little bitch. Sorry, my calf muscle is still pulled. Of course, that's not gonna stop me from running like a savage, so I'm gonna heat it right now. Ghost says, do you think it's people in power flexing at Trump? I need you to clarify on that one. Why do you think certain people are less open to the modern media take and some people believe it 100%? Most people are in a pretty high level of delusion in modern society. So they're gonna believe whatever fits their desired model of reality regardless. We live in an era where you can go find the information that supports your view because truth and I guess the sanctity of truth has kind of been corroded into a relative truth by a lot of these Marxist ideas. Again, we'll get into that with the Yuri talk. And so as a result, I don't want to say it. It's very easy to just go find whatever supports what you want to already believe. But yeah, I need you to clarify on the flexing question. I don't know 100% how to answer that one. The funny thing, Bill, about it being an odd fetish is that Trump is like a very well-known germaphobe. But I was thinking, like, if there would be a fetish for a germaphobe, probably be piss play, man. You know? Maybe that's the real secret. Why do we even want to support our disillusional realities? I was saying delusional. Not to trigger you, but like, why don't you hit the gym? You know? This weakness. People create their own comfort zone or their safe space, and then they like are too lazy, too weak, or too afraid to go outside of it, whether it's with their health or their diet or their mental state or their knowledge or accomplishing something or learning a skill or getting laid or whatever. Just weakness. Well, the media can shape your perception, and your perception is your reality. So, the more aware you are, the less others can shape your perception and thus change your reality. You, being aware, can be aware of things as they really are. Nixon, you raise a good point, man. Everyone was concerned about the pee-pee play, which I guess would be, wouldn't that be called kink shaming in a truly just society? Whereas, no one's really was concerned, like, oh yeah, and well, A, I don't know the legal status of prostitution in Russia. B, yeah, infidelity as well. Not whatever. I'm not even buff. That's the thing. I have to go to the gym constantly to even become buff. As for flexing, is there a conspiracy of people in power who want to take Trump down because he's an outsider? Oh yeah. I mean, my thought on it is Trump represents a very real threat to a lot of the interests of a lot of the power and when I'm gonna what should I call it? But a lot of the Trump represents a very real threat to a lot of the behind the scenes power in the United States government, in my opinion. So by this I mean like not this politician or that politician or whatever. Uh, the people who fund them. You know what I mean? Not this institution or that institution, but the people who benefit off it. And as a result of that, you see whatever apparatus these folks have access to activate, to try to deflect this threat to their shit. Now, there are also behind the scenes powers that are obviously they benefit from Trump's stances and his administration. So they obviously support him. But we're in a shift of power. It's Ragnarok. We're shifting. So the power structures behind the scenes or over that were running things are now having to cede that power as the pendulum moves to a different set of behind the scenes people with a different set of goals. The thing about Trump is I think his narcissism plays toward the populism because he wants people to like him. He wants the U.S. populace to like him. So he's gonna not really do anything that's gonna fuck them. I feel like the love, and it's genuine, that a lot of people have for Trump. I don't know if I'm there, but a lot of people are. Is real, and he likes it, which I don't even think is bad. Like, people call him a lot of negative things. I actually don't have that many negative opinions of Trump personally, but I've never met him, so I can't judge him one way or the other. And I wouldn't even then. But I think that his adoration kind of ensures us at least that he's not going to do anything that would cause his approval to plummet. I don't know, what do you think? But to the flexing thing, yeah, this and many other of the media things, in my opinion, I mean, I think the desperation of the media that they would even publish something like this, and then there are a couple apparatus that even try to go with it, is indicative of a level of desperation. Bill will first clarify to me what you think Trump's stance on free trade is, and then I can respond to that, if you don't mind. There are definitely behind the scenes elites that are in power, Johnson. I don't know if they wear special suits and call themselves the Illuminati, but Ghost says, where's the power shifting to and why? I don't know. That's hard to say. I would like to think that it's I would like to think that the power, or what we see in Trump, I guess, because you asked what is Trump. I'd like to think that it's indicative of the natural calibration from how like far to the left that some aspects of culture and society and politics have gone. And a rejection of like extreme globalism. Like, I think people like to have sovereignty, not only as nations, but in the United States as states' rights as well, because it gives you this ability to, because like, I think the reason that sovereignty is important to people is like, let's just talk about the United States. If states' rights are strong, the downside is there are some areas, some things you want access to, you won't have access to. You'll have to go get them. The upside is areas, local communities can decide how they want shit to be, and you can support their decision by living there and adding to their economy and their culture. You know, bring what you got into their community. And so I think that I hope that what we see with Trump is a rejection of the standardization and the erasure of nation states. The kind of fucking over of the middle class by exploiting the erasure of nations to fuel corporatism, which is kind of interesting because you would think Trump will be a corporatist, but maybe having been a corporatist his whole life, this is pretty crazy, but maybe he sees what's bad about corporatism. I mean, it's possible, folks. But you can be a dick and still have a heart, alright? I've done it my whole life, alright? So, alright, I'm gonna do like 2 more because it's already been an hour, dude. Holy shit. Well, I hope you have fun talking about this. We'll talk about 2 more. We're gonna take a little break so I can grab my ice pack out of the freezer. And then we'll fire up the Minecraft for many hours, alright? But this is fun. Tomorrow we're gonna do another talk about the Hermetic Principles. Woo! And I'll wear the hood and be spooky again. You may have a point, Ghost. Like I said, I've never met the man, so I can't really tell you too much. But maybe you're right. So on the Trump trade, and this, so I'm indulging you because we're not talking about 4chan or trolling the CIA or anything right now. Okay, we just had a good time laughing about that. Now we're just talking about the man himself, which is what always happens, which is kind of cool. On trade, yeah, I think Bill, like, you and Ghost are kind of telling me the similar thing. He doesn't have the same views. A lot of corporatists. A lot of corporatists are like profit at all costs, like turbo, cutthroat. But real capitalists understand that, like you said, mercantilism. I don't know if I've probably heard that word, but doesn't that mean? Because I don't like to talk about shit I don't know. Mercantilist means like, I would say capitalist means like pure capitalism is profit over everything. Mercantilist is like the stability of the market over everything. I don't know. If that's what it means, then yeah, he seems to be more of that. A mercantilist. Well, and on the corporatist thing, again, I don't know, but you would be stupid not to use your legal methodology to have advantages in business. That's just, as a small businessman myself, you do it. You are a fool not to. Especially with the level of taxation. In fact, the high taxation encourages you to wring out every possible privilege you can get. Alright, I said I would answer that ghost question and then that would be it. So her question was, my biggest fear of the Trump presidency and my greatest hope. Nah, I see. You should have checked out my political compass one, Bill. I'm right in the fucking middle and then a little bit toward libertarian. So, taxes are necessary. I like roads. I like the army. You know, I like all kinds of things. But I would like the government to be a small, efficient little badass machine, you know? That's my look on it. If I can run a tight ship, so can the fucking government. Anyway. Fear. That Trump gets assassinated, JFK style. Biggest hope. That Trump helps the middle class in a legitimate way. I don't care too much about illegal immigration. The only thing that bothers me about it is the fact that it does kind of fuck over the low wage sector. I mean, it really does. Really, like, you can't, like, that's one thing that blows my mind. You cannot deny that. And so that really sucks. But that's the only angle I really care about it from. I don't care too much about this, that, the other. The middle class, though, helping them out, and myself included, as a small business owner. My girlfriend's a nurse, so she's middle class. We're middle class. We're the only reason all this cool shit exists, so, you know, look it up. And I guess tied into that, the biggest hope is reining in some corporatism. So it's like, I quit Apple over this. Fuck you, Apple. I quit Apple over this. Don't put up the suicide. I worked for them for 10 years. Don't put up the suicide nets, okay? Make the fucking iPhones in the United States. Make the Macs. Make it all. Look, there will be no Apple in the United States or on Earth if it wasn't for the United States, and so many other companies the same way. Without this environment, they wouldn't exist. You're making your fucking things here. You understand? Yeah, it's gonna be a little less profitable. Tough titty. Anyway. So that's tough. Alright, we're done for today. Tomorrow we'll talk about the Hermetic principles. For now, we're gonna do a quick break so I can go get my ice pack. Grab a drink. Fire up some Minecraft. I'm fully addicted. Like, I was gonna start Blood Dragon today, but I couldn't help but play some more fucking Minecraft. But I think the addiction will wear off and I'll be able to start Blood Dragon tomorrow, okay? It'll at least wane a little bit. But we'll switch it up now. We're gonna take a little break here. If you missed the IRL talk, I'm sorry. But it's all recorded and I export it to fucking YouTube and all that, so deal with it. Alright, let me update the title. I'll head to the kitchen, then we'll go from there. Appreciate y'all hanging out, man. Those talks are fun. I'm so happy that Twitch added the section to do that.